What up everybody, Cult Nerdcore, back again with another video. This one's going to be another collection update video. This one I'm actually really excited to bring you guys because I got a big PS3 haul for a really good price. So April 9th and 10th, EB Games, at least the ones near me, were doing this deal where you buy one PS3 or Xbox 360 game, you got two for free. So I guess they're trying to clear out all their last gen consoles, because I'm pretty sure they're going to stop taking them soon. So if any of these deals are still near you guys, definitely check these out. I got some pretty good games for really good prices. So in total on this sale I got 9 games, so they basically come out to $5 each with the amount of money I spent. So let's just hop right into it. Alright, so first up we got The Saboteur. This is a game I've always been interested in. It's made by Pandemic Studios, which is the same studio that makes Battlefront. So I really like Battlefront, so I've always been interested to see what other things the studio has done. So this game always interests me in the fact that the kind of concept of it looks pretty unique, where, as you can see on the back here, you kind of turn the city from gray to colored based on the kind of areas that you control, and you're kind of sparking a revolution while trying to figure out your own side story along with it. So I think it will be an interesting game. I think it's based in World War II if I'm not mistaken. So this is one I'm definitely looking forward to get into. Alright, next up we got Batman Arkham Asylum. The Arkham games are, I guess, would be kind of classics for the this area console. Definitely one of the more popular franchises out there, and for good reason. They're really good games and definitely are good takes on the Batman franchise. So this is the first one in the series. If any of you watched my PS3 collection video, you know I have two of them. I have City and Origins, and this is the only one I was missing. I have played through this game before, so it's not like I haven't played it yet. It came complete. I was just looking for it in not the greatest hits version, which seemed to be all I could find at the moment, so I saw this on the sale and I had to pick it up. Oh, and in my opinion, the Arkham Asylum is actually the best one, because I prefer the linear fashion of the game, and I feel like they tell better stories and focus more on the story aspects of the game better in this one than the Arkham City or Origins. Alright, next up is Tony Hawk Proving Grounds. This was one of the only ones that I'm kind of taking a risk on, because I didn't really research too much about it or knew too much about this game when I picked it up. This is one I also got for the sale, so it was only $5. And it's one that I'm interested in because I like skateboarding games. If you guys watch any of my other videos, you know snowboarding, skateboard games are one of my favorite genres of games, and Tony Hawk's games, especially the Pro Skater ones and Underground, are some of the best skateboarding games out there. So I'm really interested to see if this one can hold up to it, or it's part of where the series started to go down recently. Nevertheless, I'm excited to actually get into this. Might get into this after I finish the game I'm currently playing through right now. Alright, next up is Prototype. Now this is a game series that I've always been interested in after playing Infamous. A lot of people, when I talk about this game, relate it to Infamous and say it's kind of just a darker take on Infamous. Some people actually prefer this game to Infamous. So if some people prefer the game to Infamous, and I'm a huge Infamous fan, love all of the games, basically platinumed all of them. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this. I know there's a second one in the series, and there's also a remastered on the PS4, but this one was part of the sale, so I picked it up. Only $5, and if I ever want to go for the complete PS3 collection, I'll need it in my collection. Alright, so next up is Immersion. This is a game I actually didn't know too much about before buying it. It apparently has something to do with controlling gravity and kind of like switching the maps. Well, obviously Inversion, like the box and title say. So this is just basically interesting me on the fact that it's a third-person shooter, and shooters are, especially first-person shooters, are my favorite genres. But I always like a good third-person shooter occasionally. So I'm hoping this one will be good. Probably just give it a single playthrough on the single player and see what it is. Alright, next up is Red Faction Guerrilla. This is a game that interested me a lot when it came out, and I just honestly never got to picking it up. I'm a big first-person shooter fan, as I just said, and this is one that a lot of people, when this came out, said was one of the best on the PS3 or in Xbox 360. So this one's all about like big destructible environments. Apparently has a decent story, and I'm pretty sure it's about like aliens and stuff like that. So it's one I'm definitely looking forward to get into, and hoping it lives up to like the hype that everybody puts around this game. Alright, next up is Red Faction Armageddon. So after picking up the first one on the deal, I figured after I saw this one, I was like, why not? Might as well complete the series. I'm pretty sure there's only 2. Might be wrong on that, but just correct me if I'm wrong. I heard this one's not as good as the first one when most people talk about these games, so I'm hoping it holds up. The graphics definitely look a lot better from what I can tell from the screenshots on the back, but graphics aren't everything. Gameplay's king, so hopefully this one holds up as well. Alright, next up, probably the ones I'm most excited for to get on the sale is Red Dead Undead Nightmare. I'm a big fan of the original Red Dead, and basically most of the games that Rockstar's put out. I really like the format to their RPGs, and like Grand Theft Auto 5, Bully, and Red Dead are probably my top 3 out of the games I've played out of them so far. And I never actually got the Red Dead Undead Nightmare before, and I've never actually played through it, so I'm really excited to actually give this a shot. It actually came complete with the map as well, so it was pretty cool. So definitely looking forward to getting into this, and I don't know if I'll eventually pick up the dual set one, but it's good to just have this one. Alright, next up is Spec Ops: The Line. Kind of like Red Faction, this is one that I heard a lot of good things about when it came out, but never really got around to it myself. Back then I was like a COD kid, so I just played COD all the time. So I basically only played through a couple single player games back in the day. So now I'm kind of catching up on some of them. This one's apparently kind of like a modern third-person shooter. Very story-driven third-person shooter that deals with a lot of heavy content and heavy like story elements to it. I think something to do with like mental health and PTSD and stuff like that. So a darker take on all these war games is kind of neat to see. So I'm hoping it lives up to the hype that everybody puts around it. Alright, so next up is Fairy Tale Fights. So this game I did not pick up in the sale, so that stack over there is all the ones I picked up on the sale. These next two, which was my last 2 PS3 games for this video, are ones that I just picked up regularly. This one was $8. It's kind of just a hack and slash version of like classic fairy tales, very gory take on it. Kind of like, I would say kind of in the style of like the Naughty Bear franchise, if anybody know what that is. I might be only online. It says online broadband required, so I'm assuming it's only online. So I didn't really look at that when I bought it, so that might be kind of a failed buy, who knows. Alright, last of the PS3 games is Fear 3. For those of you who have watched my PS3 collection, you know I have Fear 2, and I think it's one of the better horror shooters on the console that I've played. So I'm hoping Fear 3 lives up to it. I just hope they focus more on the actual like demons and Samantha in this game, rather than like the grunts of the there was like some other like generic dark group that was just kind of like generic like marine grunts they were fighting most of the time. I rather focus on Samantha and like the demon aspect of the thing. I find it way more interesting. So hopefully I'll end up really liking this game. For $15, I'm hoping it's decent, or else might have paid a little too much for it. Alright, so my only PS4 pickup since my last video, and it's actually the current game I'm playing through right now, which is Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. This is a really cool game. Definitely recommend anybody picking this up, especially if you're a fan of kind of hack and slash beat 'em up style of games. This one's very over the top, very gory, but very comedic in the way it does it. I'm pretty sure this is based off of an anime if I'm not mistaken, or a manga, whatever. I'm not big into the anime scene, so I don't know the source material's name, but you play as Kenshiro, and you kind of this master of some sort of martial arts. There's like rival martial arts styles and stuff like that, and it's all about you finding your wife or fiance, Yuria. I can't remember if it's his wife or his fiance, and then helping out this like city, find and doing a bunch of stuff, and the combat's really fast paced. There's a lot of flow and combo moves to it, and it's just a lot of fun to play through, and the side missions are really funny at times, so I definitely recommend picking this up. Alright, so my only Xbox 360 pickup of this video is Prince of Persia. This is like a third-person hack and slash in terms of the combat, and then mainly focuses on puzzle and platforming. It's not really genres that I particularly usually get into, but I got it for a decent price, so I figured why not give it a try. Need more 360 games anyways. Trying to get a few more games for it, so might as well give it a shot. Alright, now for my original Xbox pickups. First one's Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. The Hitman games are classic stealth games. One of the gorier, mature takes on stealth games, but really good in terms of the actual stealth systems and combat. I really enjoy these games. I think they're one of the better stealth games in terms of the actual stealth mechanics. So I would definitely recommend picking these up. I have the triple pack for the PS3, but I kind of like getting the individual cases whenever I can. Alright, next up is my second Xbox original pickup, and is my only other one for this video. Sticking with the stealth genre, it's Splinter Cell. I'm pretty sure this is the first one. I haven't really played too many of these games, but I know they're one of the biggest stealth franchises out there, and for good reason. Apparently these ones are apparently really good, so I'm hoping to get into this eventually. This one was not complete, but decent price, so glad to add it to the collection. Alright, next up is my only PS2 pickup for this video, and I think it's my only one that I've done while doing these pickup videos, and that is the original NBA Street. If you guys see my game collection video, you know I have NBA Street 2, and I praise these Street games for being really fun arcadey sports games. I think they're some of the best that you can get out there, and I think EA back in this time did some of the best sports games ever, and this is no exception. These games are awesome. It's kind of just fast paced, kind of a mix of like NBA Jam and a traditional old school basketball game. So there's like, you create your team, there's like leveling up point system, and the really what makes it's the gameplay and the kind of environments with it. So this is definitely a game I would recommend. And finally, my only DVD pickup is the original Kill Bill. This is just volume 1. I do have the double pack on the Blu-rays, but I kind of like getting the individual ones when I can. I'm kind of looking to do this with the Harry Potter franchise as well, along with Star Wars, which are two of my favorite franchises. I just kind of like having the individual DVDs and kind of seeing the box art with it and stuff like that. So this is one I'm glad to add to the collection. Alright, so thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment some of the games you guys have been picking up recently. I know most people that watch my videos also collect, at least from the comments that I see on some of my videos. So definitely let me know what you guys are picking up, what you guys are looking to pick up. And thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, everybody has some nerdiness at their core.